It really is a shame to watch our fellow Americans on the political left denounce God or a higher power. And when Friedrich Nietzsche declared God is dead, he was referring to how the Enlightenment had contributed to the erosion of religious beliefs, which had long served as a foundational belief system for much of the world. Nietzsche said, man needs a God. And he believed that the removal of this system put most people at the risk of despair or meaninglessness. But many on the political left continue to pretend that there is no God. Eric Henry Lytle was a Scottish sprinter, rugby player, and Christian missionary. Lytle said, quote, if you're not guided by God, you will be guided by something else, end quote. Now, because man needs a higher power, we find the political left seeking other forms of guidance. The left seems to be comprised of many easily manipulated, weak-minded people, and political leaders seem to understand this, which is why their marketing and propaganda is geared toward those who would be easily convinced to follow that ideology. It's no secret that left-wing media capitalizes on much more powerful, dishonest, and manipulative propaganda strategies. It also explains why propaganda is so effective on them with this and many other politically driven topics. So what appears to be happening on the political left within the liberal progressives, the Marxists, the American communists, and the Democrats in general is that because they need the support of their political tribe, they will conform to the rules that are given. So if you're running those left-wing circles long enough, while the people around you continually denounce the idea of a higher power, weak-minded people will conform, go along with the majority, even if it doesn't feel right. These are typically people who can't stand on their own and speak out for fear of ridicule, shaming, or being shunned. This doesn't happen to the same extent on the political right. Along with the adherence to this disbelief in God comes an idea of moral and intellectual superiority. This is extremely dangerous because with that sense of superiority, it's hard for some to admit that they've been misled all along. Moral and intellectual superiority is a necessary component when manipulating people. And the strategy of perpetuating this false sense of superiority must be consistently cultivated to keep people in a perpetual state of righteousness. Now, those who do understand that man didn't create man and that a higher power must exist, look at these people and feel sorry for them, because while they too are seeking guidance, they've been conditioned to ignore their true guidance, their true spiritual compass. Therefore, they gravitate toward government or influential people around them. The way to destroy the will and the morality of a human being is to constantly condition them to believe that the God they are naturally and instinctively drawn to doesn't really exist. There's a benefit to governments when they can destroy the will of the people, or when government can position itself as a replacement for God. Without something that we can always turn to in times of need, human beings can become depraved, immoral, angry, fearful, hopeless, and even vengeful. We're starting to see the stark division between those who believe and those who have been conditioned to denounce the idea of a higher spiritual power, or even worse, hate the idea of a higher spiritual power. This is becoming a battle between the godly and the godless.